Hello everybody, I'm the Trailbox Gamer, welcome back to Minecraft. I realized what was wrong with my audio last episode. See, while I'm recording for this, I'm actually uploading a different video to YouTube. And just uploading it, just to save time, just like, be productive. The thing is that, while it's uploading, my internet really goes down the drain, and I realized something when I was recording. See, I have voice mod that helps me make my voice sound a little louder so that I don't have to yell and strain my voice while I'm talking to you. Turns out that got disabled when the internet went down just slightly. And that's why halfway through the last video, my voice got just a little lower than it normally would. I don't know if that was noticeable. I thought it was my own mic, but it was not in this case. So, yeah, whoops. Just a little whoopsie on my part. It wasn't too big where I had to go and re-edit anything. I think I made it loud enough where you could hear me. Just like, it felt like I was whispering, honestly. Great for nighttime recording, but now it's not nighttime recording. It is daytime recording where I could be a little loud because it doesn't feel like I'm so loud. But we are spelunking at this point. I think I got the road kind of completed, and you know what? I thought we were going to get into the farming in the last video. We kind of didn't. I must have been remembering it just slightly differently. Oh, that is not... Gotta tell everybody that I don't really care too much for, and going around spelunking. I know that's half the game, but it kind of gets me a little nervous with how dark things get. Whoever decided that they needed to add cave noises to this game, I want to personally thank you for giving me nothing but frickin' nightmares. I swear, the cave noises are horrifying. I don't know if you have the option to turn them off in this version. I don't think I've turned them off. I know the one that I was playing with my brother, I know that wasn't an option because the cave noises kept on popping up. But can't tell if that was in the game or if that was in real life, and that's kind of horrifying. But I remember when I first played Minecraft, I started hearing those noises, it freaked me out because one, I wasn't expecting that. Like, okay, you hear those noises, you look at this game, does that sound like something that would spawn from this game? Answer honestly. Would you ever think that it came from a game like this? No. That's the kind of noise that you expect from, I don't know, Silent Hill being a easy go-to answer. A little overused, and I'm pretty sure nowadays people might not know Silent Hill because, well, Silent Hill 2 did get a remaster. That kind of reminds me, why does everybody skip Silent Hill 1? Why has Silent Hill 1 been getting skipped on the remaster thing? It's like, don't get me wrong, 2 is my favorite. I love 2. 2 is my favorite. It was the actual first game that I played. It's just, I think it's a little unfair that 1 gets overlooked just a little bit. But, whatever. We're good. We're fine. I'm just saying, those noises sound like it belongs in a horror game rather than this game. I think there was an option to turn it off. And when I found that option, I was so happy. But the damage was already done. I still did not like going into the caves because... Okay, it said those noises never popped up. The Minecraft version I played, I swear, it felt like I was always being followed. Like, being watched. Yeah, anyone else get that feeling? Like, I know I've seen some videos that talked about it, just like, asking personally, have you ever played Minecraft and felt like you're being followed? Because it's a creepy feeling. Creepy feeling. Oh, this cave's getting bigger and bigger. That block down there. The Glow Lichen, I think that's how you pronounce it. I am not a big fan of the block. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a cool block. It's just, every time I see it, I mistake it for diamond at a distance. Oh. Alright. Paired. Didn't really need an axe, but I wanted to cut that quickly enough. And you're about to go to pick. Yep, there you go. I had to get a new one, couple new ones before I ooh. Water that way. Understood. So let's see, water that way. We must be under... How far are we getting from the actual cave entrance? Yeah, probably pretty far. We hit water, but hey, we found iron, which reminds me, last time I was talking about favorite ores. Number 1's iron because it could get you diamond. Number 2 is diamond because diamond gives you the best stuff in the game. What would be number 3? Counts as ores. What are we counting as ores? Because cobblestone's not going to count as ores, even though you're going to need it for, like, the stone pick. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a nice block, it just don't count as ores, so it can't be on this list, but gotta give that some credit somewhere, so I'm just gonna give it the honorable mention. You'd be higher up, but you're not an ore. Alright, so what would be the 3rd spot? Because what we have left, after we put down iron and diamond, we have copper, we have coal, we have lapis, we have redstone, we have gold, and we have emeralds. I guess if you want to count, we have quartz and ancient debris too, because that's what it shows up in the Wikipedia, and who am I to question the Wikipedia? So what would be number 3? You know, I guess it depends on who's playing, because if you're a redstone user, you probably have redstone high up. I dabble with redstone every now and then, just not all the time. So redstone's not gonna be... it might be number 3. It might be number 3. It depends. I mean, then there's also the lapis, which, again, if you're someone that enchants a lot... Oh, definitely, lapis is up there for you. But, now that I'm looking at the list... Coal... You know what? I'm gonna have to say coal's probably gonna be number 3. Because you're gonna need it for torches. You can find it easily. There's plenty of it. It's very useful. So, coal's number 3. 4, it's like a spin up between redstone and lapis. It just depends on how I'm playing. Because if I'm going for more redstone contraptions, okay, definitely gonna be number 4. But if I'm going with more enchantment for my playstyle, it'll be, you know, lapis. So, I believe that since they're both useful in that, right, gotta give them, like, the tight spot for number 4. Either or. Either or. It's a stupid joke, I'm sorry. 5th. You know what? Other than trading stuff, I'm gonna have to put, like, emeralds for number 5, because 1... they're pretty good for trading stuff, which gets you nice stuff, but the thing is, I will not put it in this list unless you're able to find it. You are able to find it. It's just very rare to find it. You think diamonds are hard to come by, but emeralds are very hard to come by, naturally spawning. So with that said, I'm putting it there just because it feels like more of a reward for looking around. And, of course, trading with villagers. 6. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to give gold 6th place, not just because I just found it. But because I like rails. I like the powered rails specifically. And that's what gold gives you. If we're talking about tools and armor, then gold is very, very, very low in that aspect for... But since it gives me, like, that type of railing, I have to say it deserves to be at 6. Now we have the quartz, netherite, or not netherite, the ancient debris, which, yes, it is on the wiki, apparently. I want to call it, honestly, I want to call ancient debris an ore, because it looks more like a rock to me. But it's included in this, like, It's included there, so that's why I'm saying it. Don't I like? That's why I'm including it. Just like I don't feel like it should, but yeah. So we have quartz, ancient debris, and copper. Okay, so I was drawing a blank on what quartz does, so I looked it up, and while it's there, I also looked up copper because I know it does some things, just not entirely. Like I wanted to compare the two to see what one betters, and I discovered that hey, for you Bedrock players, you are getting an update soon that will give you more copper options. So let's all give copper kind of a hand, like just a little applause that hey, you're finally getting updates. Good for you. Good for you. But I think both of them have the same type of the same. I feel like copper and quartz kind of goes together, like kind of like with redstone and lapis. Like they don't have much, but they're good for decoration. So if you're good with decoration, maybe that's for you. But yeah, for me, it's not really that much. I mean, I was gonna say that I was trying to think that maybe one's more easy to find than the other, but both copper and quartz are very easily obtained, and they do have a good chunk. Like, you find a block, you get a good chunk out of them, so it's like, huh. So, I think it's a tie-up, meaning that the last one will be ancient debris, and I know what you're thinking. Ancient debris gives you the strongest armor and weapons in this game. How could you put it at the very... Look, it is hard to find. And I know what you're saying. You put emeralds up there, even though they're hard to find. Yeah. Naturally spawning emeralds are hard to find. You could easily find emeralds if you do trading with villagers. Oh, hey. Taking you. But... you know what, I'm just gonna say that I really hated finding the ancient debris when I played, and that's kind of why I put it this low. To be fair, I thought that the lowest was gonna be copper. To be fair. But then I remember what I had to do just to get ancient debris. To get netherite of anything. So, here's what you gotta do to get any netherite tool or armor. First, you gotta find ancient debris, which, good luck. Good luck. Because that's hard to find. At least it is in Java. I don't know about Bedrock. Bedrock, we're playing two different versions. If it's easy for you, I'm sorry that this is low, but it was very hard for me to find. Two, it's gonna be in the nether. You're not gonna find it in the overworld, and you know what? There's lots of lava in the nether, so really, you better have a lot of fire-resistant potions. Like, a lot. Because it's, you've gotta go low to find it. It's gonna take quite a bit to go around without getting hurt. So say that you find a bunch of ancient debris. Say that you got a good chunk of it. Here's where it gets worse, because now you have to turn it to, I think, ancient scrap or something like that. And you think that'd be it. That, hey, you got the item, you could just smelt it, get your netherite, have a merry way, right? I swear that's how it was originally, but then they decide to change it to make it even more of a pain to get, to obtain, to collect. Because once you get ancient scrap or whatever it's called, you gotta combine it with gold to get the netherite, and I think the recipe calls for, I want to say 2 gold and 2 ancient debris, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna look that up right now, just so that I'm not underselling it, or I'm not, overselling it, but ancient debris is hard to find, and that's why it's on the very bottom. Don't get me wrong, the payout is giving you good armor, good tools. At least, that's what you would think. So say you got a lot of netherite. You got lucky. You got enough to make one of everything. I'm sorry, you still gotta find the netherite template to even upgrade your stuff. That's where I kinda drew the line. That's where I was like, it's hard enough to find this thing. It is hard enough to make this thing. Like, I was fine with that. Felt rewarding when I finally did it, but then you're telling me I need to find a upgrade template just to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And you wanna know where you find said template? In a bastion. Which, okay, say you're on peaceful, probably a lot easier to find. Probably a whole lot easier to find and get, but say you're not on peaceful, say you're actually on, heck, even easy could prove a good challenge. Say you're on any difficulty, you're gonna be dealing with the piglins. You could say, okay, well, I just put on some gold and everything's fine. Well, there's also something called the Piglin Brute, which looks at your gold and says, huh, that's cute. Here's my axe. And yeah, no. It doesn't even, it's not always a guaranteed spawn with the Bastion. You probably have to find, like, maybe another one. I think for me, it took 5 just finding one. And that was hard to do when everything starts, attacking me, and like, dang. Okay, page finally loaded. Like I said, my internet's just a little slow, but I was being generous with the netherite recipe. So in order to get one singular netherite ingot, you're gonna need 4 netherite scrap, which, okay, my bad, I called it ancient scrap, but tomato, it's the same. Yeah, you get the idea, and you need 4 gold ingots. On the bright side, you don't have to go and looking for them in the, nature. You can actually hope that they're in some chest loot, which is in the Bastion Remnants, and, well, depending on where you're going, if you find the treasure chest, that's 24.4 chance. A generic chest is 4.5, and the Hoglin stable chest is 9.1. I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't really tell which one is which. I mean, unless I think I could figure out if it's a treasure chest, because I pictured that the Bastion would have, like, gold, like a gold block somewhere. That's just what I'm gonna assume. But for the rest, oh boy. No. On to Bastions, I was so gracefully talking about. I did not like going through all those Bastions. I mean, I guess the only good thing is when you do find the netherite template, you could actually duplicate said template so you don't have to go and find another one. That is the positive about the netherite templates, or all templates really, is because you don't need to find multiple of them, you just need to find one. Granted, the duplication process is kind of costly. I think it's 7 diamonds, the template itself, and then I believe a block, but the block depends on what you're duplicating, but it does give you 2. So if you have a good chunk of diamonds that you're willing to just, like, spin, like, then go for it, but if you're not, well, yeah. So the template itself, according to what it says you're only able to find it in the Bastion Remnant, specifically the treasure room, but then it has stats for, like, the Hoglin stable chest, the generic chest, and the bridge chest, all saying 10%, but 100% of the treasure room. I probably haven't found a lot of treasure rooms, or maybe I just got extremely unlucky, but yeah. That'll be a nice part of this video, trying to get all of the armor. At least, what can we get? So, the netherite upgrade we can find in the Bastion Remnant. We could probably do that if we find one. Sentry armor we could find in the Pillager Outpost, which if we find again. Oh god. Oh god, did you have to play that? Do you see why I said that? That does not sound like it belongs in this game. Ah! I was just fighting. Why did you play it here? Why not play it in the why here? I wasn't expecting it to. That's horrifying. Caught me off guard. You just caught me off slightly off guard. So, okay. Pillager Outpost for the Sentry Armor. You can find it in a chest. Vex Armor. Woodland Mansion. Wild Armor. Jungle Temple, which, oh boy, I remember trying my hardest finding those. Those are kind of hard for me to find. Coast Armor Trim in a Shipwreck. If you find it, you find it. Dune Armor. Desert Temple. Ward Armor. And Silence Armor, which, again, these were the... I think I got most... What one was the most hard to find? What one was the hardest to find? I know it was one of them. It was probably the... I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it, but in order for me to see the percentages, one's 5%, one's 1.2. Give me a second. Give me a second. So, the Ward Armor was the 5% one, and the Silence Armor was the 1.2% one. The Silence Armor was the last one, maybe not the last one, but the hardest one that I had to find. And it was even harder when you had to sneak around a bunch of Wardens, and you know what? If we do find any ancient cities, a part of me wants to hope. A part of me just wants to hope that they don't spawn. Because we are on peaceful. But the Ender Dragon still spawns on peaceful. What are the chances this guy won't? Snout Armor is in the Bastion Remnants. Rib Armor is in the Nether Fortress. Eye Armor is in the Stronghold. Spire Armor is at the End City. So, a lot of these places you don't have to exactly beat anything up. So, we could arguably find them if we find the location, but the drop rate's probably not going to be in our favor. I swear there was probably something... There's probably more... There is more, because I forgot about the Suspicious Block loot, which gives you the Wayfinder, Razor, Sharper, Host. And that will be in Suspicious Gravel, which good luck trying to figure out those. It happened, like, when I first found Suspicious Gravel, I was like, why is this different? And then it broke, I was like, what happened? And then I looked it up, and it's like, oh, well, great, I just lost some loot. This is what I usually do when I find a cave that I want to go back to. I make a little tower, and we are very close to home, so that's not that bad. That's pretty good. We went far, but we didn't go too far. Whenever I go spelunking and I pop out, I always get a little lost, and it's like, oh boy, where do I go from here? But it's night. It's a lovely night. You're still in my bed. I really don't like that you're in my bed. You are rubbing me the wrong way, my friend. You go there. You know what, pal, buddy, friend? I'm gonna level with ya. You are very much running very thin on my patience. Like, very, very thin. So let's see. I don't like how this looks. I saw it and it got on my nerves. A story of my life, but the blaster's down here too. At a certain point, I am considering on just taking it, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to take it. I like leaving the stuff around so that the villagers have their work outputs, but I don't think anyone's here. That's the thing. I don't think anyone's here. Like, I never seen any villager come down here, even after I made that nice staircase. So it's like, huh. Well, oh well. At one point, we'll probably take stuff. Not at this moment, but we'll probably take stuff at one point. That one point might be now. That one point might be now. Because, yes, I can make it if I wanted to, but at the same time, why make something when you have a perfectly usable item right here that's not being used by anybody? I mean, at one point, that stonecutter thing that I used for the roads, I just took. But I think at that point, I realized that some of the villagers did disappear, and no, like, the stonecutter dude was not going to his place of work, so I just said, okay, well, I'm just gonna take this for me, since you're gone. I honestly do wonder what happened to those villagers. They just up and disappeared. It's like, what happened? Fall damage? Imagine you're in a world where everything's peaceful. There's no threats except for, well, I guess I be the threat. And yet you still get done in by fall damage. I mean, look, if you wonder why I'm pausing, I remembered that I'd done something that was kind of like that, so I'm just gonna shut up. Never mind, I get it. I kind of get it. But from, in my defense, I'm exploring high places, okay? I'm actively going from death-defying areas. You have a hill. And that's the hill you decide to die on, I guess. I think I've done enough. I think I've done enough for today. I'm going to take a nap. Not really, but I think in game I'm going to take a nap. And unfortunately for you, buddy, you're in my bed. I don't like that you're in my bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Politely. Be glad I'm doing it politely. So you go there. More chests. More chests, because we definitely need more chests. Okay, so I'm gonna put you like right above, like, not here. Right here. Put you there. That way it could open. And then I think I will put ores in this one. So all my ores, you go over here for now. I'm gonna have to rearrange it later. You're an ore, so you come with me. Emerald, gold ingots. Or not gold ingots, your nuggets. Like, move everything, just like quickly move everything so we're not here forever. Like, I'll reorganize it a little later. I'll make it look a little better. It's gotten dark. You know, I feel it would be good for, like, stuff. I don't know what yet. This will be the rock area. You're not rock. You are furnace. You're made of rock, which, you know, might give you a pass. Give me a sec. I'm trying to think. Yeah, you know what? While I'm trying to think about what we're going to be doing with all that new space, we are close to the end of the video. So, I am going to say, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care. Please like and subscribe. And have a great day.